welcome back to TruePod. Today's podcast is with Jack Goodacre from Goodacres Residential. It was a very up and down podcast with a lot of ADHD brains kind of trying to stay on focus, trying to stay on topic, but had to cut a few bits out where we were just waffling around nonsense. We got so into the podcast so quick that we forgot to do an intro. So we did that at the end. So you'll see that at, just at the start. But really, really good insights into how and why Jack and Simon started Goodacres Residential. Some tips on how to just not reinvent the wheel and just be you, and that part of it being the thing that makes you different. And some really honest feedback on what it's like to run a business, positive and negative. Hope you enjoy it. Like, share, and see you on the next one. Right, let's start again. So 1 hour 50. We're going to start run it from the top.
What, 150 again? Oh my God.
We're going to be here until tomorrow morning. So thank you for coming in today. Yeah, what I'd like to do is I get a little bit of a intro to yourself, who you are, what you do, and just intro how you want to be introduced.
Fine. The pressure of introducing yourself. I never thought it would crumble like that far. Okay, hi. Yeah, sorry. I'm Jack from Goodacres. I'm most known for selling, renting, moving people around Bedford. I've been doing it for this will be my 19th year. Come today to talk about a business.
Easy as that.
Is that all right?
Yeah, perfect.
Love that. Cool, mate.
All right, we done?
Please say we're done. Got you. Nice.
And
VJ set.
We'll do the clapper now, yeah. If you put the headphones on, you feel like my voice will now sound like it's right in your head.
Oh, that's mad. What?
So bring it to about chest height.
There.
They move. If you bring it just a little bit, just so it's comfortable for you, it's not in your face.
That is great. I can hear myself through the headphones.
You'll forget that it's there. Can you just do the blinds first, please?
That is mad. I really like this, but I actually want one of these.
Yeah, you can. They're pretty cool.
They're actually so
What
good.
you can also do before we start getting too serious.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it on yours, but you can do it on this proper like.
Oh, what?
Classic. And then I don't know how to do it on your one,
But you can do like stupid stuff
Oh my
like
God.
that.
Yeah, don't do that in my voice because everyone thinks I'm a dick already. Oh shit! How good is that?
yeah, it's a bit of fun. Let's do the clapper so we can get a picture of you doing that.
Yeah, cool.
I'll probably be like, I'll come up occasionally and just start recording, just pretend like I'm not here.
Yeah, okay. Just ignore your kind of thing. Do I need my headphones on for this picture?
You don't have to. You can take them off. That's going to be That's going to be the socials picture that we have. So if you want it off,
Yeah,
you can take it off.
maybe because I look like it accentuates my nose, right?
You just look a bit like a DJ.
Yeah,
Very
correct.
cool.
I'm interested in this. So let's do this bit. Yeah, okay, fine. So do I need to actually do the clapper or just take a picture?
Yeah, we do need to do it anyway, so you just might as well do it for the picture.
Oh, I might as well do this for the banter. That's actually sick, though.
Everyone, what I'm going to say, Kitty? Everyone loves the clapper.
Yeah,
it's like you're shooting a film or
I was
something.
going to say, well, you see it, don't you? Mate, I just had a stag do with your brother, you know that, don't you?
Yeah.
Mate, he
How
is
was it?
funny as fuck, your bro, man. Honestly, the guy's so funny. He's grown up. I know
Yeah.
it sounds stupid, but he's
I
actually
know what you mean. You kind of, when you grow up, you forget that everybody else grows up as well.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I was just chatting to him, and I ordered, I know it sounds stupid, I ordered a bottle of red, and he was like, oh, mate. I was like, he was like, yeah, I'll have a bottle. I was like, mate, you were like 2. Like, why are you drinking red wine with me? But actually, he's a lovely dad. Actually, really, really good. We chatted about his sisters and that as well. She moved to York. Is it York?
Kent.
No, Kent. That's it. Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you still see her?
Yeah. She's got 2 little boys now, so we kind of see him, and I've got a little boy.
Oh yeah, of course.
So
yeah.
my son was born 12 hours earlier than her second.
Oh wow.
So my mum was
right.
like Bedford, Kent.
Are they the same birthday, or did it swap over a day?
Next day?
Oh, that's carnage. You'd rather just same day, wouldn't you? Just get it over and done with, innit? Yeah, 100%.
It's like just do the birthday parties in one go and get it done.
So much easier. To be fair, mate, I've got 2 and 9. They're carnage, mate. Honestly. How old's your little one?
17 months.
Yeah, so they're growing up. But when my second was born, my eldest was 14 months. Mate, I had a newborn at 14. I was literally like, my arsehole fell out.
Yeah.
My missus had come down at Christmas. She was like, when we found out, she was like, I've got a Christmas present for you. I was like, oh, amazing. I was like, because she did generally get me a shit jumper. Like, oh, shit. And I remember thinking, thank God, because that is shit. And then she was like, she came out with the pregnancy test. Honestly, mate, my arsehole fell. I was
Bit of a surprise, was it?
I was like, I cannot have another child right now. But, mate, to be fair, it's the best thing we've done to have them close, because now they're like 4 and 3.
Yeah, and you kind of get through it, and then it's the best fun part, innit?
100%. Like literally, but having a business alongside that though, that was fucking hell.
Yeah,
but I'm guessing you can't swear on it.
Yeah, do you? It's cool.
Will you?
I can edit it out or just leave it. It's fine. Yeah, yeah. Just move your mic just a little bit closer here.
Today.
Yeah, and then
maybe higher.
That's it. Perfect.
Like that.
Yeah.
That's right in the way there, isn't it? You definitely got my nose in that. Shit.
So I mean, I might not put it on socials, but I mean, the if you want to swear on it, it's cool.
That's fine. I'll try not to.
It's just
every other word, not every other word, but there might be the F.
That's fine. Want it to be as organic and as you as possible.
Okay,
so
cool.
you kind of just do you really.
That's fine. But they take up everything, literally. But you can't put it into words when you have to get onto the topic that you probably want to talk about, to having a business. You can't put it into words where it takes over. Like, it is the most time-consuming thing you could ever put your name to. Do you know what I mean? But
it's also the kid part of it. Having a child makes you see things like so much different.
Yeah, agreed.
You know what I mean? Like it's what you thought it was going to be, what your motivations were, what your drive was. It's just not the same.
But the thing is, it's cliche. You will hear people say, "I'll do it all for them." And that shut, man.
Yeah, it's like you're just saying that because you're being recorded.
100%. You know, when it pops out, oh, we fell in love straight away. I generally didn't, but as they get older, you do. You just warm to, it's the maddest feeling. And then when you do these things, you generally, cliche, you do it for them.
It's like it's all consuming your thought process, everything that you do while you do it.
And that's
guilt comes into it as well.
Yeah, mate, 100%. And that's why when you talk to people and they always say, right, well, you know, what made you start a business, or when did you start it? And you have this thought in your head where you go, right, I want to start it by the time I'm 25. You know, you have, or 27, where I can have no sort of attachments in life, and I can honestly, there's no way that I would want to start my business when I did. I would love to have started my business with what I've got now. Yeah, kids. Yeah, the family aspect to it, because actually, especially in my line of work, you go and see people, you value their houses, and there's kids running around or whatever. It's so relatable. You know, you can have conversations, you can talk to them, and you go, oh, my little one does that. Or
it's like you get in this little group without knowing it.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
It's
like, and also I think that for me, being younger, like having a business and you're speaking to people that are very senior, when you're a dad, all of a sudden you're like, okay, so you're not a kid then?
Yes, spot on.
Do you know what I mean?
Agree. Yeah. So going back to kind of where I was, so I started when I was 16. So I left school. Mum's kind of said to me, look, listen, you got to do something, because the old knee injury, mate. Yeah, I was going down that line of football, right? And she said, whatever you do, just go somewhere where you can get paid to talk. I remember her saying it, and I was thinking, getting paid to talk, like, I was like, sales, right? We're going into sales. And I remember joining, and I remember having this, and I always had the stigma when I was young. I was 17, 18, turning up on doorsteps, valuing people's houses with no life experience whatsoever. It was very much, you were on the back foot. And when you're trying to sell to someone, everything in sales for me is just being you. Don't try and be someone you're not. You've seen people do this, that, the other. Just be you. And, you know, life, you're not going to get on with everyone. You know, and when you're young, you kind of always think, oh my God, I'm not going to get this because I'm young. But actually, if you know what you're talking about and you're a good guy and you're genuine,
you'll be relatable, and
absolutely, you'll go far. Yeah. And you know, you have them, years go, they're years, and they go on and they go on. And then once you get older and a little bit more mature, you find it so much easier, and you start having stuff like we're talking about kids, and you know, you do these valuations, and you know, for me, it is so much about being relatable. That's all that people really want. They just want you to know you're normal, and that's it. That's all we do.
And I think as well that I don't like the saying like the gift of the gab or something like that, because there's some people that can naturally talk more or naturally, but I think it's a skill that you can just learn by just keep going and going and going.
Yeah, spot on.
I think I get people say to me all the time, well, "You're so confident when you're on camera. Or you're so confident on the phone. Because you made 200 calls a day for 5 years."
Yeah, mate. God's honest truth. God's honest truth. The first time I started sales, I was so scared to pick up the phone. I wouldn't do it. I was so nervous.
I'm exactly the same.
And like now, you go, well, why were you so nervous? You can talk, like you're the most confident person. When you meet me, you think, bloody hell, you can talk to anyone. But mate, when I was 17, 18, I won't talk to anyone. Yeah. Like generally. And
even still, I'm not Like if I go to a networking event or I go into a room where I don't know people, I'm still nervous.
Yeah, of course you are. You do. And even evaluations for me now, like I got stuff on, you know, the bigger stuff, or this, and you think, oh my God, Jesus, I'm not sure about this. And you do, you know, not everyone, I think everyone has a show. I think that's the best way in sales to describe it. Everyone has this show where they just can, right, it's on.
Yeah.
But deep down, it's totally different.
Oh, yeah.
And it's getting to...
It's like the swan, isn't it? It's like...
100,
your
100%.
legs are going
Yeah,
nuts.
and it's just, if you can hide it enough, you're all right.
Yeah.
But actually, do you know what? Showing that other side is probably the best thing you can do.
Oh, yeah, being human.
Yeah, just show that side.
No one wants a sleazy sales guy that's going to just feature bash all these great things and da-da-da-da-da.
100%.
They want the person that's going to say, listen, this is good, this is bad, or
I agree.
I actually... And also, no one wants to feel like the kind of person that every time you go to a house say, I wish I could buy this.
Yeah.
Because it's just not true, is it?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, 100%.
And people can just see through that so quickly.
Yeah.
They see straight through you, and then you just credibility's lost, whether you know what you're talking about or not.
Yeah.
People want to feel the authentic side of you. And I think I get so frustrated and turned off by salespeople that just come at me.
Yeah.
And I think it's bad. Like Curry's is the worst place in the world for it. It does my head in. Like I want to go in and buy a TV, and I want this TV. I want it to do this, and this is the exact one I want. Don't try and sell me that one.
Yeah, correct.
Because
where do I have that?
do you know what I mean?
Where's that kitchen place? Green.
Which one?
It's green. It's like over by Ropes Walk in Bedford. Wren. Oh my God. Honestly, I was like, please just stop talking. Like my mum taught me years ago, right? To be nice, you got one mouth, but you've got two ears.
Yeah.
Right? The most important thing is listening.
Yeah.
Honestly, just shut up for 1 minute. Just take in what they're saying. Don't talk at me.
Yeah.
Just listen to what them. And mate, this bird in Wren's, oh my God. I was like, listen, I just have to walk out. Do you know what I mean? But it might work for some people. That's the thing with sales. Like everyone's different.
Yeah, but they probably, the people that they work for, they probably go home and think, why did I buy that kitchen?
Yeah, 100%, man. That's what I say all the time, mate. You might get 10 opportunities and that'll work for one of them.
Yeah.
You've lost out on 9.
Yeah.
You know, I think most people in sales that sell to people are never selling. I always say it to my sales guys, don't sell.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you start selling, that's when you've lost them.
Yeah. I don't actually like the word sale and like sales. I think that it's such an ugly word because I think that in my mind, I just think of a aggressive telephone call or someone making you buy something you didn't really want.
Yeah, agreed.
That buyer's remorse, horrible feeling that you get. Yeah. But it's actually just people.
Yeah.
And I don't like the people buy from people. It's true, but it's overused so much, but it is true. You want to get that relationship. You want to be able to have the kind of relationship where if I buy something, if I call you up a week later, still be able to, you're not forgotten who I am because you just wanted to get the sale and move on. Yeah. You want to build that relationship a little bit. My dad always used to say that you're good at what you do because you always give someone a little bit of you.
Yeah, nice.
You always give away a little bit so they feel like they're close to you.
Yep.
And it's not disingenuous either. You're not saying, if I tell them this, they'll love it.
Yeah, they're going to buy
You give
into
a little bit of who you are, a little bit of vulnerability, a little bit of
correct.
honesty, and people just like that.
Yeah, 100%.
And
Go on, sorry, I was going to say, you just used the word there that's bang on, the vulnerability. That's exactly the word that I think is crucial. Like, for us, when we're doing valuations, right, we always say that the house is their biggest asset. It always is. It's one of the biggest things they'll ever own. But don't look at it like that. Then there'll be something around the house that you will either know, been to, seen, could be anything. And I always say to my valuers or negs, try and get that conversation somewhere. It could, you know, for me, the amount of times I've spoken about flipping trains, I don't even know trains, man. But I've talked about it so much, I actually could tell you about trains now. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But you try and pick something that's important to them for you to then be able to have a conversation about you. Yeah. And you haven't started it. That's the crucial thing. Because as soon as you start talking to them,
it's all me,
spot on. You know, you get them talking to you, you have an open conversation, all of a sudden you're on the level. Yeah. And actually, do you know what? The rest of it is just a nice chat. Like you do here. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like
it's just conversation. It's two people having a conversation.
100%.
But you're here to sell a house in the meantime. And
agreed.
It doesn't feel like you've come in to sell your house.
Yeah, correct.
I'm not here to just make money for myself. I'm here to... And I think with our clients, what we find really important is it's not a transactional relationship. Yeah. I want to believe in what you do. I want to believe in why you do it, what you do. Let's do it in a way that we can build a relationship and understand each other and go through this journey together. It's not, you want this video or you want this social post. Okay, that's going to be that much. Okay, bye.
Yeah, but you can come back to you.
Yeah.
That you generally wouldn't. You'd
Yeah.
probably use you once.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm not rude. I wouldn't be like, nah, I don't like it. Do you know what I'd do? I'd go, yeah, no worries, thank you very much, man.
Yeah.
Go outside and say, nah.
Yeah, not using it.
Yeah, because I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
When you do get the confrontational ones that will go, nah, not for me, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's what is all about in sales, is they'd come back to you, they'll reuse you, but also they'll talk about you in a good way. You know,
for sure.
the amount of conversations that we get where people say, my God, you know, because when did we start? In 2000 and, what are we now? 2020, what are we now? 2025?
I forget.
Jesus, 2017 we started, right? And people say, like, what works? There's such a hard question to answer because there's a million things you've tried.
Yeah.
A lot of things you've failed in. What was that?
One of the cameras didn't like something then.
It's back again.
We always have one camera that does a wobbly.
What's that one today?
Yeah, it's there. We bought brand new cameras for the podcast, and they are they're designed for exactly this. Like if you look at most podcasts, I won't lie, they're not the top level. They're the kind of entry level for podcasts.
Fine.
They're still not cheap. They're still like £800 each.
Flipping hell.
But there's always something. But
That's technology though, isn't it?
But it's also like, that's why I'm not taking myself too seriously. We're a podcast, we're doing our best. Like if people come in and be like, oh, your camera's not working, we're like, okay.
So what? Yeah, mate, but that's like...
Do you know what I mean?
But then...
I won't record you then, I'll just record me if you've got a problem with it.
100%. Yeah, but again, I don't think you'd approach that person. Like you're approaching people that probably you can maybe relate
exactly
to, get on with.
Have a conversation with.
And have the same the background story is important to everyone. You know what I mean?
And I've been really lucky. This is fifth episode, and everyone that's been in has been really lovely, really engaging, really good conversations.
Good.
We had one that went out live today, and we've already got sort of really good feedback on it. And I've had people messaging me asking about it, and it's been really good. For something that it was just an idea, and thought let's just go for it.
Yeah,
it's kind of been.
Well, mate, I was excited by it, but I guarantee I'll leave today, and you'll be like, well, that's not being Ed.
No, definitely.
But I was excited. It's not. It generally is quite nice to talk in a way without bragging.
Yeah, and it's difficult.
You don't talk about stuff. You know, people say, "Oh, you do really well," and I actually get embarrassed. I actually go red, and people are like, "Why don't you just tell people that?" I hate it. I generally do hate talking about it.
I think as a nation, we're not very good at just patting ourselves on the back. Like English people would just keep going, stiff upper lip, But if you do, it's this. Oh yeah, he's so arrogant. He's so up himself. This, that, and the other. But I think that we need to be better at. I think as well that's. Like when we manage people's socials, we boast on their behalf because they just wouldn't do it for themselves.
Yeah.
And when someone else is doing it, it does feel. We do it as if it's them. Yeah. But then they're okay with someone else saying it about them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
True. So we do that.
Yeah.
We do it. We're like without bragging, you know, we've been the #1 sales agent for the last 6 years running.
Yeah, that's not bragging. That's an incredible statement.
100%. Do we talk about it enough? No.
Yeah.
But then if I did someone to do a post for me, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because I ain't done it.
Yeah.
But if I sat there and was like at home, like thinking, right, I'm #1 estate agent, I'd feel embarrassed. Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah.
And it's so bizarre because nobody, especially in any field. And it's actually a pretty good thing to say, actually, because this was the best thing that I ever taught myself to do. And I think it is important. Being a valuer, you are the forefront of an estate agency. You're probably you are the most important person because without you, there is no product to sell, right? So you have a valuer go to someone's house and you lose that valuation, right? The other agent beats you. The first thing you do as a valuer, and you never say how good that person was. All you'll say is you'll find an excuse why you lost it. You know, and the #1 thing for us is, I lost it on fee. They did a cheaper fee than us. You don't know that. They might have done, right? And you go, all right, did that seller call you back? You know, did they offer you your services but at a cheaper rate? No, they didn't call you at all. You just see it go online.
Yeah.
But the first thing you do is you take it as a negative. You go, cheap fee, cheap service, you know, they're rubbish. Why not go, actually, do you know what? Well done, he beat me. Yeah. I wasn't good enough on that one. Yeah. And it was the best thing I taught myself because ever since I had that mentality of actually, do you know what? Don't hate other people that have done better than you in that scenario.
Yeah, learn to be better.
Yeah, it's me going, actually, do you know what? Fair play. Because I come at them valuations 9 times out of 10 and I go, do you know what? I try my hardest there. Yeah. You know, I probably gave a best account, but some days you have bad days, right? You go in and I don't know, especially in sales, it's you have a flow.
Yeah,
right?
you're a bit off, or
Yeah,
you're a bit,
you just have one of them days that don't work, and it's a bit bitty, and you come out then you think, oh, I should have done better.
Yeah,
But do you know what?
for sure.
You don't kill yourself. You don't. You're not hard on yourself.
I completely agree. I used to go on pitches of like new business, and I come off and I think, oh my god, that was awful.
Yeah.
And then I'll just rethink it and rethink it.
it.
Why didn't I say that? I missed that. Or what did I say that for?
Spot on.
But now I just feel like I have a pitch deck there. Don't often open it.
Yep. Yeah,
It's just me. We just chat. What you doing? How's your weekend been?
Correct.
What you been up to? So what you looking to do? And if you want to see a deck, I'll show you. But 9 times out of 10, I don't.
Well, they switch off.
Yeah.
They're not like we, how I was taught when back in the day when I worked for a corporate. And I'll never knock a corporate, by the way, because generally their structure is impressive. They teach you the real good things about being an estate agency, but a lot of it is there's nothing to engage the client. Like, you have a presenter, right? And you're reading off a presenter. Without sounding rude, you've lost them. Yeah. You're talking down, you're not looking, none of that works. It's good to know what you're talking about and learn it so you can free flow with it. But a lot of it was just literally look down at a presenter, talk to them. Nobody wants that. Generally, nobody wants to have that conversation.
You can go and have a pitch that's amazing, or you can go and have a document that explains everything, but that might work, like you say, for that small amount of people that just want to read.
Yep.
There is people that just want to read.
Yeah, of course they are.
But a lot of people, you're in their home, you're in their space.
Yep. Yeah.
You want to just talk, feel comfortable with them.
And that, I think that's the key thing. You're in their area, you're in their safe space, you're in an area that they would only really invite people that they generally like to that area. I talk about people invited to my home. I'm the first one, if my missus has got people over, to be like, what time are they going?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want your own space, you want your own, so when you're sitting there, it's a privilege. You're in their space, you want to talk to them. But there are so many people that generally will go, tell me your price, what do you think it's worth, what's your fee? I'll give you a buzz.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the first thing in sales. People are like, oh, what if you get them customers? Do you know what? You just get them. Sometimes you can't win them. No. If somebody just wants fee and like I'm being honest, we're not the cheapest. We're definitely not the most expensive, but we're not the cheapest. So when it comes down to just what is your fee, that's the most important thing to them.
Yeah.
Okay,
and that will always be the most important thing.
100%. So it doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you say. You might win over some of them, right? You might go back and, you can scale it up, or you can offer them a bit of this service, a bit of that. Actually, do you know what? Sometimes people just want the cheapest fee. That's fine. We can't offer it and walk away. But you want to win everything, especially when you first start out.
Yeah.
Mate, that I remember like my first gut reaction. So sort of the background to how we started. So I worked for the corporates. I got to the point where nothing bad about them, but actually, do you know what? Selling the houses and taking the houses on was actually not important anymore. It was, did you get this? Did you get that?
Yeah.
Did you, all these add-ons? And do you know what? The person involved, it was second fiddle, and I hated it. And people generally were using that company because I was there without sort of bragging too much, because I had repeat customers, and I'd been a estate agent for quite a long time. So I'd been able to buy with someone, then they sold through me, then they might have had a rental. So I kind of had that rapport. So I sat down, and my brother was working for the same corporate at the time, and I said to him, look, I want to do my own thing now, that's it. Right? And even if I had 3 people that used me a month, I'd be happy. Like realistically, and then going back to that cliche, I had no kids. It was me and my missus, and mate, just to put it out there right now, to start any business, you need that backbone. Your missus needs to be 100% with you, because if she's not, you might as well go. It's so hard. But anyway, so I said, listen, I'm going to do it. So we sat down and we said, right, we're just going to be normal. That's all we're going to do. We're not going to go shirt and tie, which was the norm for an estate agency back then.
Yeah.
I said, listen, I just want to turn up to people's houses and just be casual. That means ringing them on a mobile. Back in the day, you didn't ring people on the mobile.
Yeah.
So there was always these little bits that were really important to me that nobody was actually using. So there wasn't like, everyone's like, oh, what did you do different? What could you offer them? Yeah. Actually, there wasn't nothing major. It was just the fact going in there, just being a little bit more cash to actually see whether that worked for them, because it definitely worked for me. So after about 6 months, right, the wheel turned, and that's the most crucial thing in business. You've just got to get that ball rolling, and it's a hard push, man. Like you're chucking everything at it, and we kind of got it over 6, 7, 8 months, and it just started to turn. But before that, mate, it is blood, sweat, and tears. Like we were, walking up and down streets, knocking doors. seen anything with a board outside it, knock it. You know, and listen, if somebody did that to my home, you know, you're a bit in their face. You know, I don't like it, but sometimes you got to think, right, let me just try it. And you know, my brother, to be fair to him, is an unbelievable valuer. Like he can just, we take the mickey out of him now, but he's a people pleaser. Like honestly, he could hate that person and he'll go and buy him dinner. You know, when I'm slightly different, I'm slightly different. If I don't like it, I'm generally not going to buy you dinner. But he will. But he was so good at it that he could kind of make that situation less awkward, less intimidating, and it really worked. So, you know, at that point, we had like we brought it from Harcourts with a little phone on the table and would wait for it to ring. Like, it was crazy. And then, you know, when you start a new business, you'll know you get sales calls, 0800s, and you think, you know,
I remember when I first got a landline and it rang and I was like, someone wants to work with me, this is amazing. But it was like reception saying there was like, I got a parcel or something.
Yeah, we did that. And it does, it's like, oh man, come on, I just thought it was being a sales
Or another time, the phone rang and I was like, okay, this is a mobile. Right, we're
just
on.
give me the real deal.
I kind of got, it was my dad saying, "Oh, you got your landline set up." And I was like,
mate, your heart sinks there. It is horrible, especially when you know you've worked at something for so hard.
Yeah.
And it, mate, honestly, it's relentless, and you honestly just stick at it. Just don't give up, because it could take someone 6 months, 2 years for it. It doesn't matter. Just keep going, because it'll be one day it'll just come on. Yeah, and you can't remember when it was, but it just comes on, and it just gets easier.
And then it gets harder, then it gets easier. Then
they're hard, mate. Yeah, when I say gets easier, I mean the business
starts.
A little bit. Yeah, after that, mate, it is
I think what is really important though is that. Sorry, 1 second. When people think about starting businesses or starting their own journey, it's how can I be really different? How can I revolutionise this whole industry? How can I get a product that no one's ever thought of before?
Yep.
But it doesn't have to be like that.
Yeah, correct.
If you can just, like you said, a slight nuance to what somebody else is already doing. Yep. And I think the superpower that people forget about so much is you.
Yeah, correct. Bang on. Spot on.
You need to do what you are good at doing.
Correct.
Funny enough, I was talking to my brother about it. What does he want to do? Well, what are you good at? Yeah. You're good at being around people. You're good at sport. You're good at this. There's a lot of jobs that you can do where they both work together.
Yeah, correct.
Do that. Lean into it.
Well, this is like, I think this is important when you want to do business. I think if you are going to start it, do it because you want to do it. You know, the amount of people I hear, they go, "Oh, you should do this. You should do that," and you think, "I don't want to." You know, I don't really want to fancy doing that. Like, to start a business, you've 100% got to be committed, but the most important thing, you've got to enjoy it, and you're going to want to do it. And it's something that you physically feel in your heart of hearts that you can do, and you can make something different. Yeah. And like you said, sometimes it's just you. It doesn't matter. You don't even know what it is. You have no idea what you're bringing to that table because you've been that person your whole life. Yeah. But you're just doing yourself, and you're literally sitting there going, do you know what? I don't know why I've done well. I don't know what it is. But actually, do you know what? You've just been true, you've been honest. And that's generally the core that most people, when you go in to speak to people, you get on with people, whatever it will be, they'll go, he's a nice lad. Yeah. Really nice lad. That's all it has to be. Yeah. You know, and you don't, like I said, you don't have to reinvent anything. No. You know, especially in a estate agency, you know, you've got the online agents and you've got, you know, people coming up with a hybrid. You know, there's so many alternatives to it. But actually, you know, when we had COVID, to be fair, COVID was a real eye-opener to what was actually really important to the industry. And so many people changed their models. So many people tried to think, God, right, we've got to change this. We're going to have to close our shops. We're going to have to, you know, everything's online. Actually, do you know what? We stuck at it. We literally went, no, we're not. Because for me, for someone just to come in and have a chat with me was the most important thing to me. Because, okay, phone sales, you can get rapport, but body language, smiling at, you know, I know it sounds corny, but, you know, when you're having a conversation and, you know, just being able to adapt or have that emotional connection, you can't do that with the phone. No. And we stuck at it. We literally said, right, we're going to do that. And what only we did, we opened another office, you know, to show we were in a position we wanted to do it. But actually at that position when most people are going backwards, we took a gamble and went forward. And it was the best thing we did. But did we know it was the right thing? No. No one told me to do that. Yeah. You know, we just thought, right, it felt right. And sometimes, and honestly, I promise you in the hand of God, whatever your instinct is, go with it. it's always the best thing.
I think some of it is when you talk to people about their business and like you say, what was the good thing you did? Or how do you do this? Sometimes it's just, do you know what? That just feels like a good idea. I just think this could work, or no, I don't know. Or sometimes you do think it's going to work and it doesn't.
Yeah, correct.
And then you think, okay,
we've done that.
Now we pull it back and try something else. And it's just not being scared to then give that another try a little bit later on, because that's tough.
Yeah, correct. Once you failed at something, it is hard to get yourself back up and go again.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we look at things like something so stupid like the roundabout sponsors, right? They're one of the most spoke about things since I've opened the bloody business.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, it's a roundabout sponsor. But when we did that, it was like, it might be quite good brand awareness. People might see it. It's one of the best things we ever did.
Yeah, I was going to say, you see it everywhere.
Yeah, but you never would have thought that.
No.
I swear to God. And, you know, you do stuff like we sponsored the River Festival. The worst God, if it's going to, can't really say that, can I? Jesus. It's amazing. But we didn't get anything from it.
Yeah.
And that was the most expensive thing we'd ever done. But at the start, if you had that on paper, sponsor a roundabout or sponsor River Festival,
you'd go River Festival all day.
Of course you would.
I was going to ask you about that, because you do have a lot of, was that when you had the big banner across the bridge?
That's it. Yeah.
And
Sponsor bridge, yeah.
so you've got that, you've got, I see you on, I think it was Oakley Football Club.
Yes, yeah.
On the roundabouts. You've got a lot of sponsorship scattered around.
Yeah.
It was interesting to see what results you got from them, because the roundabouts, I think they're such a simple idea.
Yeah.
But people, like you say, people see them, people react to them, people remember them.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing when people say what works, because it could be 10% of everything. You know, you generally know when you failed on advertising. Like you just have, I don't know what it is. You have the feeling. You just have a gut reaction to how it worked. You know, the best thing actually we ever did, which really helped. And I look at new businesses starting now, and you know, even competitors that have, you know, some people have left us, who's worked with me, and now they're doing it. And you go, yeah, don't blame you.
Yeah,
because
good for you, yeah.
Do you know what? The first thing that people do is go, well, what do they do? Did that work? Yeah, fine. And, you know, we did literally a competition on social media for free. So we gave away, I think at the time it was something like, I think it was like Alton Towers. Just 4 tickets for Alton Towers on social media. It cost me £100. Yeah. That was the best £100 I'd ever spent, because, you know, social media is massive. Like, and you know, at the time, okay, listen, I sound like a dinosaur when I say this. I sound like my dad. I'm not really good at it. But actually, do you know what? Learn it. And that's what sometimes it's about. It's about investing time in something, going, I'm not good at that. I don't know it, but let me see if I can do something about it.
Yeah.
And we looked at the social media traffic, and we looked at how many people were clicking on our videos and how much interaction you were getting. And when you start talking the thousands and thousands and thousands, well, that £100 was the best thing you ever did. Yeah.
And because all you need is a small percentage of those to come through.
Absolutely.
And that's that's major money.
Well, tenfold. It was literally like £100. Yeah. So we ramped it up every year, you know. So we upped to going from the Alton Towers to start going £1,000 giveaway to all these vouchers, and we paid for someone to have a weekend away in Paris, you know.
Yeah, nice.
But we reined it in, because actually, do you know what? I think it then got to the point when it was like, it became a little bit arrogant. Yeah. That's how I felt. And I was like, well, they're bragging they can take... People might switch off from that.
But also, if an Alton Towers works just as well as a trip to Paris, then keep it going to Alton Towers.
Absolutely. But then I think with anything in sales, you always try and be different. That's the crucial thing. You want to, you know, I think anybody will tell you when you do sales, it's when you start, like we said, we've done the Alton Tower tickets, but then now 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 other agents have done it. Yeah. So you go, okay, we'll offer it. It might not be different anymore. Yeah. So you are always trying to be on your toes. And, you know, going back to what we were mentioning off camera about the social media stuff and your personality. Like, we did an outtakes video of a video tour of a very, very nice house. The outtakes was, for me, the best part, you know, and it got the best interaction with people because actually they get to know who we are. Yeah. And, you know, the best thing about us in Goodacres is 100% the team that I've got. But me and my brother, we're just normal people, you know, and when you can get that across on camera, that actually they're not who you think they are, what you see, because that's really hard sometimes, you know.
It's a really tough thing. I mean, I'm not anywhere near where you are, right? But you've got your name across all of Bedford, basically. You've got people will know you because you've been in their house, and they've. I mean, you're the how recognisable around what you do is a lot, right?
Yeah.
So then, what then people then see of that is they're doing all right.
Yeah, correct.
And that's all it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not they're doing all right. How much work has he put into that?
Yeah.
Or how stressed must he be? Or how much is he sleeping?
Yeah.
Or whatever it's. Or he's doing all right. He's got a nice car. They open
Yeah.
another shop. And unfortunately,
It comes with negative press.
yeah,
Yeah, it does.
And
100%.
that's a lot of people. I don't think it's a conscious effort that people think that way. I think that it's a mixture of how we are in the UK again. That's
Yeah,
just
agreed.
people
Yeah.
don't often like people to do well for
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah, 100%.
And also it's maybe a bit of jealousy, but also there's such a money's so ugly,
Yeah, it is,
and
yeah.
it's always like
Root of all
well, they're
evil, bro.
doing well, they're happy. They're doing well, they're lucky, or they're doing well, or they've been given it.
Yeah, correct.
As
Yeah.
opposed to, I can imagine lots of sleepless nights, lots of stress, lots of mistakes, lots of times where you didn't pay yourself on time. That's definitely what I've been through anyway.
Spot on. Absolutely. And that is literally the honest truth with it. That people don't know the background. Like, you know, I'll say this, the first time I've actually ever spoken about it. Like, I've struggled with mental health massively. So, you know, I've had panic attacks, anxiety, on tablets now. And I don't talk about it, you know, and people say, usual mental health is massive. It's huge. And for me, all my issues, and not saying pile it on the business to give anyone a negative impression, but it's all become all the little problems, the little things that have not gone right, or the overthinking, because that's all you do. You go home and you can't switch off, you know, because you're always thinking in your head, you're thinking, oh, I don't know if I should have said that, or that didn't go right, or what could I do next, or what's going to work, or what's not going to work, and you can't switch off. Generally, your brain is on overtime. But that's why you do well as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You know, in business, that's why you do well.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on. And I won't, listen, I rarely talk openly about it whatsoever, but the stress that it causes on your home life and the balance and everything that goes with it is the hardest thing about running a business. You know, I think when people say I'm looking to run a bit, that business runs you. But there is no two ways about it.
Very well said.
You will literally go home. You won't switch off. You're always on your phones, your emails. You know, my kids are running around me. All they want to do is play with me. I'm on my phone, emailing.
Yeah.
And my wife turns around to me and says, "Interact with them," and it kills. And I'm like, oh, "Yeah, you're right."
Yeah. And it's horrible.
Oh,
Isn't it?
I hate. Honestly, look, I hate it because I sit there and I go, "She's 100% right." Because them years that I've got with them, it'll fly by. Generally, it will. But when you're in the moment, and you know, I don't listen. If I could practice what I preach, mate, I'd do. You know, I'd be a better person. But it's being able to just go home and then, do you know what? That lead or that call or whatever it would be, you can deal with it tomorrow.
Yeah. So tough.
Yeah, but you don't because it's yours and you care about it.
And you've got an expectation as well. You've got
course you
people who've got to
do.
pay bills, and you've got a responsibility to your customer. You've got a responsibility to your employees. You've got responsibility to your family.
Yeah.
You've got so much that it doesn't necessarily sit on your shoulders always, but it feels like it.
Feels like 100%. It feels
And
like it.
you've got to, and it's for me, it's when I go to bed. I'm laying in bed and it's going.
Yeah, correct.
Everything I could have done, would have done, did that. Oh, I've got this idea. Will that work? I don't know if that'll work. And then I'm also thinking, I could help that person, that, and I could do this with that, and I could do that. And sometimes it just crushes me because it's just like analysis to paralysis. I'm thinking about everything so much. I just think, I don't know if I can get out of bed.
Yeah, spot on. And it's really hard because you actually get mentally tired. Yeah. And it's a really hard thing for people to relate with when you're not mentally tired.
Yeah.
When you're in that position, and do you know what? Like even now, like my mates, they crucify me. Like we've just come off a stag do, right? And I did respond in the stag do. But when I get home, I don't want to be on my phone. Like I really try not to be on it because actually, do you know what? I've gone from having one phone to a work phone. So I've got two, switch that one. It don't work, man. No. You end up doubling everything. And to be honest with you, I've tried again. I've just got another work phone, so I'm going to try again. You end up just doing one phone and you just and I go home, mate, and I put the phone down and I don't want to deal with it because I'm really trying to go, listen, I want to be, but I'm 7-8 years in. You know, so when you're 1 year in, 2 years in, and you've got these problems now, you know, my greatest advice to people to say it can wait. Like generally, it can wait. No, they're gonna use you. They're not gonna use you because you responded now.
And I think that's really important to say that. I think that what tends to happen is when going back to sort of why I want to do this podcast is that when you look at podcasts that are
Sorry, mate.
That's right. That are these big podcasts. It's always people that are millionaires and have got massive businesses, right?
Yeah.
And I think that you're, like you say, 7 or 8 years in, saying it can wait. And I think it's really important that that's whether you're 1 year in.
Yeah, correct.
You're not. It's not like you're sat there in this luxury position where you can afford to turn away business, because no one does that.
Absolutely not. No.
But it doesn't have to be done now.
Yeah.
If you send that email at 10 p.m. or 8 p.m., it makes no difference.
Spot on. I generally will swear by that. And at the start, that wasn't the mentality.
No.
Generally, it was like, well, if I don't do it, someone else will. I've lost that business. And there is. Listen, there's an element to the truth in it, as in a sense of that person on the other side, be like, my God, you responded quickly. That was amazing. Cool, it's going to help. Absolutely, but you have to be strict on yourself to go, no, do you know what? I am going to switch off. And you are like 100% right. We are at a level now where people say, oh, you can afford to lose some business. No, you can't.
No one can afford to lose
business. No, you can't,
business.
because, and you still want to do right. You still want to be the best person you can. But I think people also have to respect you have a home life. Like you generally do, And the amount of times I'll phone, clients in the afternoon or the evenings, and they'll say, oh, yeah, my God, I can, thank you so much for calling me. That's fine. I generally really don't mind it, but sometimes you just want to go, no, do you know what? Tonight, turn it off.
Yeah.
Let me just sit down and spend some quality time with the kids and actually enjoy your life, because that's what you do it for.
And it does get twisted, like you say. The work does run your life, and you need to have. I think it also affects. I'm a big advocate of anyone starting their own business. I think it's a really great thing to do.
Same.
But it does affect a lot of your life. It affects how much you think about it. It affects your relationships with your partner, your relationship with your kids, your relationship with family. I think that as soon as you've got a title of you're a director of a business, people think, well, they're loaded. They don't pay tax. They get to work when they want to work. They get. It ain't true.
It's far from it. Yeah, like it can be a curse. Like now, even now, right? My missus thinks, because I run my own business. She gets her nails done at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Can you come home and help your kids? I'm like, bruh, she's like, you can just nip out. You're your own boss. I'm like, it don't work.
It doesn't work.
It don't
like
work.
that.
And that's my wife. You know what I mean? So you can imagine where that then goes thereafter with people when you speak to them. You know, when there are so many things that we've done that we've made mistakes on, right? And I think when you look back at all the years that we've done stuff, you think, my God, why did I do that?
Yeah.
Right? Why? And
what's the big one? What's the one where you think, oh, what was I doing?
do you know what? Generally, the one that gave me the most stress, I hated, and I used to think about it, was Google reviews.
Really?
Promise. It was the one thing that when you start a business, you are paranoid. You are generally thinking about it like you wouldn't believe. And someone gives you a 1 star when it's your own business.
Yeah.
My God.
Emotionally hurt.
I'd rather my wife broke up with me than give me a 1-star review at the start. Honestly, it killed me massively. And I used to overthink that massively. And I look back now and I think, what? I always ask myself the question now, if I see a business online on Google, right, and I'm searching for them or whatever, does the Google review impact massively what you're searching? Unless you don't know about that product. So let's say you go in a hotel, you go to Google reviews, right? It's really important, yeah? When you go local, you know that name.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever really not brought something off Google because I've gone to their reviews and gone, oh my God. You're real and you're honest if you're got 1 stars.
Yeah.
It becomes, actually, do you know what? People look at it and go, do you know what? 4.2, 4.3, 4, whatever you'll be, 4.7. Actually, do you know what? That's relatable.
And it's also, anyone can get 5 stars and it be fake, or it's their mate doing it, or it's this, that, and the other. Of course you can.
I've seen it all.
But if it's one and that's genuinely a honest feedback, and it's giving you an average of honesty, then
take it. Honestly, I promise you, take it. Don't beat yourself up over it.
And you're never going to be in a situation where everyone likes you.
Mate,
in life, in business, in
100%.
relationships, in family. Not everyone's. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, I was going to say, I don't know if I think the most popular person in the world, but everyone's got haters, right? And everyone loves to hate.
Yeah.
No one will praise you.
Yeah.
Unless and this is the thing every year, so you get to know who your mates are.
Yeah.
Honestly, because there are people that go, oh yeah, nice one, mate. Turn your back.
Yeah.
Dickhead.
Yeah, yeah.
You think, well, you're just well nice to him.
Yeah.
But your mates would always stand by you regardless, thick or thin, whether you've done really well, really bad. It doesn't matter. But when you look at them 1-star reviews and you're that customer who's left the 1 star, like some of the 1 star that I've seen, I'm like, why have you given me a 1 star here?
Yeah.
What? But then do you know what you end up doing? You end up answering it. You get annoyed. You're like, I can answer this. They're really like, what's it got to do with me? do you know what? Let it be.
Yeah.
If you're going to give someone a 1 star because of actually, do you know what? Genuine honesty, mistakes, because that's what you do. Take it, learn, and go, do you know what? We made a mistake.
Feedback's great.
Absolute good and bad, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when you sell your house, feedback. You know, people always say, you know, I don't want to hear the bad stuff. No, use it because you can turn it into a positive.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's the same as business, man. If you, it's really good for people to say, actually, do you know what? We really enjoyed this, but actually, we weren't sure on this.
Yeah,
that's amazing to hear.
Yeah, and like you were saying, those early days where you might have lost the evaluation or gone somewhere else. I remember when I first started out in sales, my manager, I lost the opportunity. Said, "Did you ask them why?" I was like, "No."
Yeah, so important.
Did you just carry on with the next one? I was like, "Yeah, I just thought I'll just move on to the next one." Just call them. Did you get on with them? Yeah. Did you think it was right for them? Yeah. Well, call them and ask them then. And I was like, "Well, why would I?"
It's rejection. It's rejection. No one wants to hear it.
Exactly. Yeah. So then I just called him and I was like, "Why did you go with someone else?" "Oh, to be honest, it was this, it was that, it was the other." And you're like, "All right, actually, that's not too bad."
Correct.
Or your price was too high and you couldn't get any lower, and I was just looking for this. And we've just also been in a situation where we spoke to someone recently, had a really good conversation with them, really liked what we did, vibed them really well. Then they emailed back and said, "We've gone with someone that's basically like, I don't know, 10% of our pricing." I'm like, "All right."
Yeah. What can you do about that?
I'm not going to drop my prices
absolutely
to that.
Yeah,
I know what we offer. I know what you're going to get. Cool.
But you know your worth.
Good luck.
You do know your worth, right? And that is such a fine line. Don't be wrong. You know what I mean? You could get really big at that. You know, you can go out and go, "I know my worth," you know. And it's generally, though, knowing how good you are at something.
Yeah.
You know, and with anything in life, with your industry, you know, you know that if you're going to go up against someone and you actually do know that competitor and they're not good, it's you not slagging that person in front of that customer is the most important thing about everything you do on that sales bit. Because as soon as you turn yourself on them, you've lost the customer, in my opinion. Yeah, absolutely. And your true worth should always will come out. And actually, do you know what the fee becomes, or the selling fee becomes second fiddle, unless it gets to the point when you go, right, let's talk about price. And then you can negotiate what's good for them. And also, what's affordable? You know, what can they actually afford to pay? You know, some people just don't have the budget. Right, that's fair enough. We can talk about that. And if you know, do you like us? Do you like how we work? Yeah, right. Let's talk. Yeah. But it's not hearing or not wanting to know the reasons why you're bad or whether you didn't get it. Yeah. Actually, do you know what? That is one of the most important things about business. Is just do, because you can change. Yeah. You know, and
if you don't ask, you don't know how. If you've lost an opportunity or you've tried something that didn't work and you don't know how, you're just going to doing it and doing it and doing it.
100%.
And then what?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you're not going to get out of the ground. You're not going to do anything.
And having a business is tough, and growing a business is tough. But if you're not open to, I struggled with it a lot. Someone telling me what I was doing wrong at the start. I was like, "Oh, you're not even doing it. Like, you don't know. You're not here every day." Yeah. But then you sit back and think, "Oh, he's got a point."
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you learn to be like, okay, so what? It's also who you're going to listen to. Where's it coming from? Yep. What intent is it coming from? Yep. And is there legs to it? And as soon as you get, like you say, you work out who those people are.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
And then, okay, I'll listen to this one.
Yeah.
I'll ignore that one.
Absolutely.
I'll smile and nod, and then I'll be like, okay, thanks.
Absolutely. And I think that is the crucial part. Even now, mate, be honest, I'm laughing when you said that, because even now someone will say something, I'll go, "What?" Sometimes you do think you know best. But actually, that's where I'm really fortunate, where I work with my brother. Yeah. Right. We have it's hell some days. Yeah. But do you know what? The positives is something like that. It's having another viewpoint. Yeah. Someone might say something and you go, "What?" But he might say something and I go, "Oh, no, yeah, you're right." But if he wasn't there, would I have had a second just to take a step back, evaluate that situation, or would I have gone from 1 to 100 and made a rash decision? So, you know, those kind of having the right people around you, like you hear it all the time saying, "Well, how have you done well? I've got the right people around me, the social group, my friendship." It's so true. Honestly, it's the days where it's good and it's bad, they're always the ones that are there. Yeah. 100%. And
you need that sounding board sometimes as well.
Yeah, you do.
You need someone just be like, "Listen, am I just being nuts here? Or does this make sense? Or does that make sense?" Or like the amount of times I read an email out loud and just say, "I'm taking this way. Are you taking this way as well?" And someone just be like, "Yeah, I think you're just being a bit emotional about this."
It's just the way you're talking in your head, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have a voice.
You can read an email 5 different ways.
100%. Yeah. Like I even do it now in text messages. I look at it and I think, "Why are you taking a piss?" And I talk to them, they're like, "I won't." I'm like, "Oh man, it's just, of course you do." You know what I mean? But I think that's why that's why you get to this point, especially in business, where it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I've said that so many times in the last couple of years, where it is what it is. You know, you can't control everything. You want to, I promise, you want to control every outcome.
I'm such a control freak. I'm still trying, but
you have to.
It's tough.
It is, especially when it's we always call it, it's my baby. Yeah, it's your baby. You've set this up. You've put blood, sweat, and tears into it. You're, financially involved in this. You know, you have so many ties to it, and you think if this fails, you're a failure. Absolutely not, man. You know, if you start something and it doesn't go the way you want it to go, why didn't it? What did you generally think you made a mistake on? And actually, do you know what? Just put it right next time. And okay, listen, mate, the amount of businesses where people go, oh, mate, you know, I look back at when I started, you know, and people always say, oh, you're meant to be in sales. Fine, but mate, I tried to be a DJ, mate. I was horrific. Like, honestly, I went to I don't know what even made me think to do a DJ, but I brought loads of equipment. I brought these smoke detectors. I thought it was like Vici. I had one gig, and it was awful. Do you know what I mean? It was so bad. And then I tried washing cars, you know, but I just couldn't do any of it generally, you know. But I tried, and I put £1,000 into that, and then I spent $5,000 on the DJ stuff. It failed, you know. You do try things, and sometimes you'll just find your right path, and you go, "This is what I was meant to do."
But if you don't try it, you don't give it a go.
You'll never know, bro.
And there's obviously always going to be danger in that. You can't just keep going and keep going and keep going.
Of course,
but you've also sometimes just got the balls to just do it.
Yeah, and that, mate, I salute people for doing it. Honestly,
It's tough.
I see people now.
It's scary, and and a lot of people want to have this big safety net. And I get it financially.
Yeah, I know
you
what
need
you're
a
saying with
safety net. I understand it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But sometimes you just got to just say, "I'm doing it."
You still take the leap.
And sometimes for me it was, I did it. I started in COVID. I thought, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. I've got so much time to think about this. Worst case scenario, I kind of just I'm sat at home anyway.
Yeah.
But I think I didn't have a safety net. I didn't have loads of money saved.
Yeah.
And it kind of situations happened where I was just like, okay, let's just do it. If I had a safety net, I wouldn't have pushed as hard.
Yeah, 100%.
I wouldn't have been so relentless in what I was doing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been so like, I had no other option.
Yeah, spot on.
And situations before where if I had a full-time job and this was my side thing, I probably wouldn't be doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Because I would have gone, it's getting a bit tough.
Yeah, giving up.
I went for a phase where I went into Christmas and I had a really big contract I was coming back to in January, and I was like, okay. So I took someone else on, and I was thinking, this is happening.
Fine, scaling up. We're scaling.
And then January 4th.
Kitty, you have a pay rise. We're going.
January 4th, they pulled out the contract.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, so I've got an employee, I've got office space, I've got equipment,
Yeah.
I've got no way of paying these bills.
Yeah, mate.
I've got like a couple of small contracts, and I was betting the house on this one. And you think, what on earth am I going to do? And if I had another job, I would have gone that.
Yeah, you would have caved in. Yeah, you would have. Of course, yeah, because it's when the going gets tough.
Yeah.
Like, that's a tough bit. Then you do realise, you know, what you're about. What have you got? Are you strong enough to deal with it? Have you got the strength? And mate, listen, the hardest thing about business is your staff. Like, that generally is the hardest thing, because you can actually deal with that. You can deal with that, but when you have your staff, mate, the pressure, the emotional side of it that people don't get. Like, you go like the first year, maybe 2 years, we got really, really busy, and you know, people say, oh, you know, you don't want to sprint before you can walk. You know, they say we found it really difficult to stop because everything just kept coming.
Yeah.
So you're employing, and actually, do you know what? You get to them points, you think, mate, the business does not come in. Like, what are you going to do next month?
Yeah.
You know, and you've got to make sacrifices. You know, me and my brother didn't get paid for 6 months. People don't know that, though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You know, people don't see that and go, oh, bloody, you know, we didn't have a safety net.
No.
You know, my missus, we had about $2,000 between us, and she paid for my bills.
Yeah.
You know, and people don't ever know that part or see it, because you don't tell them. You don't go, just let you know I didn't pay anyone this month.
Yeah. You don't want to be, poor me, I didn't do that.
100%.
You don't want your staff to be worried that you're not paying yourself.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
and then,
absolutely.
I was like living off minimum wage and
mate,
like all
100%.
that stuff where you kind of just think,
you should be proud of that, though. That's what I say to people.
Keep going, because it's going to get there.
Yeah.
And then you don't see those things.
Yeah.
How did you find the recruitment process? Because it's tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so hard.
It's how do you recruit them and get them right, and then how do you keep your values and your ethos together?
Yeah,
it's a big question.
Yeah, and do you know what? That is probably one of the hardest things generally, because I've lost some good members of staff where I look back now and think, could I have done something different? Yeah. Could I have kept that one? Absolutely. And you know, I always say, you know, people, when you recruit, you could be sold a story, mate. Let's be fair. Like, we've all been there, right? It's been interviewed and they're like, I can do this. You know, I come from this. And you think, oh, that's amazing. Sit in front of you. Mate, as soon as you get a bad apple, get rid. I know it sounds awful. But you want, especially in sales, you need people around you that, number one, is a team player. Yeah. And number two, actually, do you know what? Just positive. Having a bit of positivity from people is so good. Just a smile or happiness.
Yeah.
You know, and people always say, like, if they, hopefully in the nicest possible way, you know, why do you like working with Jack? Well, number one is me ADHD, because I could just switch to a song midday and just keep everyone. But do you know what? Just have a laugh. I have a laugh. Honestly, I never take it too seriously. And I just want people to turn up and have a good time.
Yeah. The difficulty you get is that you don't get salespeople and team players don't often come hand in hand, do they?
No.
It's not a normal combination.
It's not, because that's why they're good at sales.
Yeah.
Generally.
They just care about themselves making money.
Absolutely. And that is, so I call it, it's called the it, right? You've either got it or you haven't got it. You can't teach it.
Yeah.
And that is the best thing about sales. For me, in my office, you've either got it or you haven't. And that it is having your outlook is not me. Do you know what your outlook is? It's the team and it's the office. And do you know what? Everything else around it will come with it.
Yeah.
And if you keep that and you keep practicing that and you keep doing it, your results will come with it. And it's amazing to see that my team is one of the best teams I've actually ever worked with, actually. The three that I've got now, like I've got, no, four, sorry, Luce. I've got four in mine. Simon's got four in his. Obviously, we've got the lettings team. But the four that I have are the probably most genuine I've had at one point. I've always had genuine people over the years, but I've had a bad apple in them.
Yeah.
Or I've had people that have been really good, but just left. You know, they've gone, do you know what? You know, for us, it's weekends. You know, nobody wants to work Saturdays. You know, Sundays. Nobody wants, you know, them. It's unsociable, you know, and it's having that flexibility as a boss to go, yeah, okay, you can have some Saturdays off.
Yeah.
But then know it, at the back of your head, you think that's going to affect sales. That's going to affect me. You know, people are going to be really annoyed because I haven't answered the phone. Having that mentality to actually you know, we want to look after you. And, you know, we've lost some good eggs because of that. But the four I've got now are generally honest. They work together and make their results it's the best results I've ever had in something. So the proof's in the pudding, you know, and, you know, someone might turn around and, you know, if you're in sales, you'll know what I mean when you talk about sort of doing viewings, right? And there's obviously, you know, I'll do this viewing at my time. You know, I'll take the key home with me and I'll do it first thing in the morning. I won't let them have the key before it comes on. You know, those kind of things. But actually, do you know what? Do a shared pot. All the commission goes in one. Yeah. It's amazing how much you work together. You literally put it all in the middle of the table and go, right, whatever you guys sell this month, it all goes in there. And at the end of the month, you split it 3 ways.
Yeah, nice.
And you all help yourselves. And mate, you know, doing a viewing at 6, 7 o'clock, right? Everyone's life is different outside of work as well.
Yeah.
You know, I've got people that have got kids. I've got people that have got animals that think they're kids. That's fine. I've got people that are just 19, 20, 21 who actually don't know they're on a party. Yeah. But everyone will do something to help each other out because it's different.
Yeah, works out and
absolutely. Yeah, you know, it might be one of my negs taking their dog for a walk and go, do you know what? I'm walking the dog at that time. I'll help you. Yeah. Whereas the other geezer's going, no, I'm out on the biz. Do you know what I mean? And that's why it works. And you know, and I always say when you're in this industry, you have to lead from the front. You know, and I've always said that, and I'll never change from that. You know, I worked Saturdays for 4 years straight, every Saturday. I gave up football, which was my life. You know, it was the one thing I wanted to do so bad, and I couldn't do it because actually, do you know what? I needed to be with the team on the Saturday. So if I'm making you turn up, well, so should I. Yeah, I'll be there with you. You know what I mean? And, you know, I made sure I played football on a Sunday, but then I want to see my kids, I want to see my wife. Yeah. So you gave that, you know, you have to take them sacrifices. Yeah. Absolutely. But then you do get to the point where it just gets easier. Yeah. But the recruitment...
But it's easier because of the hard work that's gone in.
Yes.
It's not easier because someone just made one big opportunity or something just happened. It was just keep going and keep going and keep going.
Being relentless.
I think your example as well on the, you know, you say about, I've always been in the belief of I'm a salesperson, right? And I'm not, I like nice things. I like earning money.
Yep.
And
that's why you do it.
Yeah, I've never been ashamed of saying that. That's just how I am.
That's fair. Yeah.
But also, I think in business and in sales, to your example, is you do the right things, you keep going with the right things, and you do it in the right way, that will come.
It'll pay off, yeah. Correct.
And if you're always looking for the short term, you're only ever going to have short term.
Correct.
So it's that whether you're doing the business side, whether you're doing the sales side, whether you're doing whatever space you're in, keep doing the right things, keep turning up. keep pushing, keep driving, keep learning,
Yep.
and you might not earn money now. Like you say, you didn't pay yourself for 6 months. I was on minimum wage for the first 2 years of running my business. That's not a lot of money.
No, it's not. It's not. And you're trying to reinvest in that, by the way, as well.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to push forward.
Yeah, and you've got to be buying stuff, and then a client wants you to come and see us. Where are you based? Newcastle. Okay, and I've got to pay to go there, and I've got to come back. Or, and you go to an event. Where's this event? Oh, it's in Germany. Okay, so I'll get flights, and I've got to be there for 2 days, and I've got to do this, and then I've got no money, but it will come.
Of course it will.
It's the belief that it's going to come. It's the driving. You do the right thing, and you keep going.
Yep.
And at some point,
it will click.
come.
It generally does click, mate. I'm telling you, one thing I learned and this is why I'm so happy with my upbringing, as in like we never had a lot. To be fair, I'm not making out like I'm from like the poverty. We're not, but I shared a bedroom with 2 other brothers. There's 3 of us in there. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm like 15 sharing a room. But my mum always taught me to be nice, have manners, and never bully, right? And I promise you, how many times that last one's come into play? Like honestly, it's something I look at, and I go on evaluation. I'm giving a few examples where through school people used to bully people. I got bullied, right? And I generally hate it. I never would bully anyone. I never would. My mum always taught me to be nice. Oh, just be nice, Jack. It doesn't matter if they've been horrible to you. Just be nice.
yeah,
And I've gone on valuations, and I've seen people that I knew that got bullied at school. And I've sat there, and it's happened probably 10, 15 times. And that the person has turned around to their partner who had no idea. They've obviously met at uni or whatever it had been, and gone, do you know what? Jack stepped in when I got bullied at school.
yeah.
I'll never forget that. It's amazing how many people never forget those younger years.
Yeah, yeah.
That actually, do you know what? If I did bully him, or if I was horrible back then, I never would be in that chair.
Yeah.
They wouldn't give me an opportunity.
No.
It doesn't matter if he kind of knew me, but he got me out there because he did know me, but actually he remembered going back at and that's one thing I would just say, Nate, when you're young, you always think things won't affect you in years to come.
Sure.
You always think, I'm young, it don't matter. The amount of things the decisions that my mum made me make when I was younger to where I'm at now, mate, so much has come from that. Like so many things. So it is important, and it is just treat people as you want to be treated.
Yeah.
That's number one.
And I think that's across everything in life. You just got to, they say nice guys finish last, but I think
no, mate.
If you're just a good person, I also see a lot that you sit there and think businesses like we've been shafted so many times, and you think you're just going for quick money, you're not doing things right, and you're making a lot of money doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it happens. You see it across everywhere.
They're going to caught up with them. 100% they always do.
And I just think I'm doing the right thing. Yeah. I over-deliver on every client we work with.
Yeah.
I spend too much time. I'm too emotionally invested. We could probably do more and earn more money, but we don't. But at some point, I'm thinking,
but you're being
I wouldn't be able
right?
to sleep at night if I did it
You're
another way.
being you.
Yeah.
You're being true to yourself.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
And that's all. I'm comfortable in what I do.
Absolutely. And mate, I promise you, I swear on my life, that is so important. Just be you, and just when you go to bed at night and you've done a day's work and you've done right.
Yeah.
Mate, that's all you can ask. Or generally, that's all you can ask. Yeah.
I'd rather be thinking of things I didn't do than think, I really wish I didn't do that. I
100%.
really regret that time I did it and I stitched that person up.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
No.
I swear to you, I couldn't do it.
We walked away from a client the other month because I was just like, I'm not feeling this. You're not getting the value from me. I'm not doing what you need me to do, and I don't want to take any more money from you.
Yeah, fairs.
I just don't want to do that anymore, and I wouldn't want it to spend down on me.
Yeah, but that'll come around. What goes around comes around.
Yeah.
Like, I always believe in that. Like, talking about that bullying to where we are now, right?
Yeah.
Goes around, comes around. It's kind of scenario, but it's exactly. I promise you, it's exactly the same. And it's hard because when you're in the moment and you are, you're hemorrhaging money, man. Like you're hemorrhaging, and to try and be positive in that scenario is really difficult. Like I say we haven't paid ourselves for 6 months, right? When we first went out, we didn't take a wage, by the way, for 18 months when we set up. 18 months. Yeah. So we paying out all the time. We never paid ourselves, and having a motivation,
it's tough.
But you don't do it for money. I know it sounds stupid.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I don't think you're sitting there now because you're making money, as in like you're doing this for the money.
No.
You're sitting there now because this is what you love doing, right?
Yeah.
The money's the bonus.
It's there. That's what comes, and it's the added benefit. And
absolutely.
And if I do feel like if you are just chasing that, it's not going to work out.
Yeah, correct.
And I think that, like you say, it's really difficult when everything's expensive, right?
Yeah.
Everything's expensive. And you've got people that are responsible for you, and you're not sleeping, and you're stressed, and you feel guilty that you you were a bit grumpy last night when your kid wanted to play, and you didn't eat great that morning because you woke up late because you were up late because you were stressing, and you got and you're just, someone cut you up on the way to work, and then you're like, I've got to walk in this room and I've got to be on.
Yeah, put that face on.
You've got to be on.
Yeah,
and being on all the time,
tiring.
Yeah,
it's honestly, it is. It's mentally draining. Like, I go back to that thing, it is tiring. And I think everyone who generally has either done well or actually, do you know what, hasn't done well, we've all experienced exactly the same things, exactly the same feelings. Nobody's any different to anybody else. Someone might have got a lucky break. Everyone, someone who's done really well now will go, I had a lucky break. Something just comes.
Something, right place, right time.
And you think, but what happened before that moment?
Yeah, but you had to, 100%.
But you had to be there. And if you were there because, do you know what? Because of what you'd done prior, you just kept banging the drum.
You've got to have everything in place.
Of course you do.
So I've got a really, really big contract, and but you had everything there to deliver on it.
You invested in that moment.
Yeah,
you invested your time,
all the years and effort, and
absolutely
sacrifice and challenge.
Yeah, that's what it is.
To be there. That's where you had to be.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with that. I completely agree.
I do think we need to talk about some positive stuff of running the business.
Yeah, why are we doing so negative, man? It's awful. Like, don't do it. Don't do it.
It's rewarding, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
For you, for the people around you, to see people grow, to see businesses. For me, it's businesses that you work with going from they started here, now they're here, and this is what they're doing. Yeah. It's just awesome.
You when you reflect, you're proud.
Yeah.
When you talk about, actually, do you know what? Why did you do it, mate? There's no better feeling of doing well at something that you absolutely love,
and it's all come from here.
Yeah, and you've given everything to it. Do you know what I mean? And it is. I look now at what we've got, and I'm so proud of myself. I know it sounds stupid, but I'm generally so proud. Like,
where are you now? Is it how many?
So we've got 3 offices.
Yeah.
So we've got sales in Kempston, Bedford, Kempston. We had an office. This is going to a failure, by the way. I'll tell you a failure now. We opened up in Cranfield 2 years ago, which again was what we thought was the growth. It didn't do well. It didn't do well. The overheads were too much. We had 2-3 staff members in there. We couldn't generate the fees within the area to keep that going. So we had to make a decision 18 months ago to go, right, we can forecast this coming in. This is not right, but let's make a decision early before it's too late, because you're hemorrhaging money from other departments at that point.
Yeah.
And actually go, do you know what? But in your head, you're like, right, this is going to be really negative. People are going to be like, oh my God, they've closed down an office. What's going on?
They can't do it.
They can't keep their doors open. Yeah. And you've got that in your head. And it's the first time we've actually made a decision, and actually we've had to take a step backwards. And at the time, you think all those negative thoughts. And to be honest with you, we heard them. We had some people think it, but you know what? It's short. It's a short time, because you just keep working in the background. Nothing changes. You keep doing your thing. Everyone does forget about it. And, we'll go back to opening something there when the time's probably better.
Yeah.
Went backwards for a bit, but we had to make a decision, and it didn't work. So, we're sitting with the 3, and I think this is the first time for a long time, by the way, I feel content.
Yeah. That's
a really nice feeling.
Yeah, for sure.
Really nice feeling, because I've never really been content. I've always been like, what can I do? What can I do next?
And there's a beauty in that. It doesn't always have to be go. It doesn't always have to be the next thing. And you need to be able to find that. It's the balance in work, it's the balance in life, and having that. Content is a really good place to be, and it's a luxury place to be as well.
I
isn't
agree
it?
with that. Yeah,
I think
100%.
You don't always, and it's finding. On a previous podcast, we were talking about what's success to you, because success to you can be really different to me.
Yeah,
and working out what that is, finding that content space.
I think a lot of people would like to be content.
Yeah.
In business. Generally, I think it'll get to.
And I think a lot of people aren't.
Yeah, and they're not. And you always want to do better. Like, that's why you did business. That's why you opened a business, because you want to be better. And it's actually just being honest with yourself and going, what more do I want?
Yeah.
And what makes you happy, actually?
And it's not just financial, is it? It's time.
No, time.
It's having time back. It's the knowing, the consistency of your content. You know what's going on. You know what this is. You've got enough time to kind of make trends of what things look like.
Yeah, exactly.
And just like, okay, this is where we are.
Mate, the number one thing to get to that point is delegate. It's that one word that no one likes doing in business.
Yeah.
You don't want to delegate, because you do it better in your head. You think,
100%.
I do it better. I'm not delegate. I promise you, if you actually invest in staff, give them your time, you'll be able to delegate more. And we've done that. Personally, for me, I've only started doing that last year. Honestly, my brother's really good at delegating. Little joke in there, Luke. You'll probably see that. But it's being able to actually, do you know what? Take a step back, have a look from a different point of view rather than being involved in it, and you'll start to see things a lot different.
Yeah, for sure.
We have a removals company we set up, right? So, but I've been working on that for 2 years. H&E, people see it now and they go, oh, H&E's doing well. Mate, that's been in the background for 2 years. H&E is something where I wanted to open it from a kid. So Harper and Ellery, H&E. So I did that 2 years ago, and I thought, well, do you know what? Everyone's getting stressed about removal dates. You've got to put a deposit down. I have to liaise with the removal company. And I thought, you know what? It might be quite nice to put something on the side here. I'm busy enough. Why not make myself even busier? Let's do that. And, it got to it, and I thought, well, actually, I've got loads of business here, but the hardest thing is getting the people to do the job. So it kind of went on the back burner.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you talk about right time, right things, if I hadn't invested all that time in it, what happened just gone would never have happened.
Yeah.
So someone approached us and said, listen, I've run a removal company in Watford. I'm local to the area. I see you've got a removals business. Could we set up a referral business? So in my head, I was sitting there thinking, no, I don't want to do referrals. You run it. I'll give you shares, and we'll give you part of the. You run it because you know what you're doing. We had a conversation. We had a meeting on a meeting on a meeting. Now H&E is fully fledged. The guys are flying with it. And when people go, oh my God, you're lucky. You've got another company. I'm like, mate, there was 2 years behind this. And no one sees it.
You've thought that up on a Friday night and thought, yeah, I'm going to do that. And because it's the Goodacres, it's going to be fine and it's going to be great, and they don't miss, and life's easy.
Yeah.
But they don't see the two years before
that. Yeah. When you're buying vans and I did 2 moves my job myself.
Yeah.
I didn't remove it. I just sold the buggers and I'm moving them. And they're going, "You all right, Jack?" I'm like, "Oh, right."
Yeah.
Because your
You got to
workers
do what you got to do. Yeah.
and the workers let you down.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Mate, how have you got time to do that?" Well, you don't have it, but
No.
you're finding it.
Yeah.
But that's the one thing where you look at it from afar and you go, "Do you know what? Oh my God, they've got this, they've got that." It's a snippet. It's literally a drop in the ocean of
It's
what's
the
happened
Instagram
prior.
of what life is.
Absolutely, mate.
It's the good days. It's the holidays. It's 100%. The cars. It's the new advertisement. It's not the nights of stress or the, like you say, not playing with your kids or the anxiety and things like that. But
we're trying to be positive, Luke.
Yeah,
we've been positive here. Look, we've gone down another anxiety route.
Okay, this is
Don't
positive.
do it.
How if you so you say that you sort of help out. You do some seminars and talking to help people out. What would you say to your younger self when you were starting out? Is there anything that, because I really do encourage people to start businesses. I think it's really important. I think it's important for the local community.
Yeah. Really good for the community.
It's good for the community, and it's a rewarding thing to do.
Yeah.
But it's tough.
Yeah.
And I think people gatekeep a lot of things, a lot of why they got successful, how they got successful, honesty about it. So it'd be interesting to understand.
Tell people.
Yeah.
Tell people.
What do you?
To be fair, the only reason I do it, and I say the only reason I did it, I don't charge to do it. I don't want any money from anything. But if I could go back and go right to the start and told people the mistakes that I've made now, they'll be a better people. Yeah. Honestly. And if I had someone like myself telling me what to do back then, I'd have opened armed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and there's not many of those.
No, and
unless they want something, or it's
in return,
backhanded this, or
you look on Facebook and Instagram, all them people, they're like, "I'll sign up to this 10% code, sell this product." Nothing's genuine. No, honestly, nothing's genuine.
Do you want to do this? All it's going to cost you is £100 a month.
Yeah, like stocks and shares and all that.
Yeah,
it's not. Just be honest. And listen, there are certain things in everybody's industry which I think are different, but I also think a lot of the things that we all do, you've all got the same morals, the true values of why you'll do well and why you don't do well. It doesn't matter what you're selling or what you're doing or what you're starting. As long as you've got true values, I think you'll always do well and always believe in yourself. And one of the things that I say to the other lad I was chatting to the other day, where he's really worried about, he can't upscale it. He's really struggling. He's looked at his competitors. He knows the knowledge. He knows the ins and outs of all them people like you wouldn't believe. I'm asking him, saying, okay, fine, what do they charge that you're going to charge? I'm not sure. I was like, well, how do you know all of them things? Well, I didn't really think that was important. Well, why is it not? But because it's an easy question for you. For him, it's like, oh my God, I don't know why I didn't think about that. And you think,
Yeah, it's so true.
well, you take for granted what somebody else might not be thinking.
Yeah, 100%.
And you do judge by doing it. You hear someone, you think, bloody hell, why have you done that? But actually, don't be harsh. Just be normal.
Everyone's
with
just
it.
trying their best.
They're trying, honestly. That is sometimes just. I'm trying to give an example there of without giving too much away with it, but no, we'll carry on with something else. Look, I was going to say something, but I can't say. I can't say.
I do think you're right. I mean, there's no. Everyone knows something someone else doesn't know, right?
Yeah.
And if you always assume you're the smartest person in the room, you're probably an idiot.
Yeah, correct.
And I think that there's bits that I could probably help you with stuff, and you can undoubtedly help me with stuff. And I think it's about opening that conversation to say, like, it's tough, it's relentless, it's stressful, but you can do it.
100%.
And if you are around the right people, ask the right questions, want to learn, want to be open-minded and willing to have that support, then you can do it.
But I think people think asking for help is a negative.
Yeah.
You've always had this stigma about it. Like if you go to someone and say, "Oh, can you help me?" You think it's negative. And it you know, the person that you're asking actually might be empowered by that. They might feel, if you go to someone and say, "Do you mind?" That person might be so happy you asked.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you don't think that. No. You generally think that you're going to impact their lives. You're going to come across as this person who needs all the help. No, you don't. Just have a conversation with someone.
You're just vulnerable enough and honest enough to say that you need help.
Absolutely.
I think it's the same for me. I mean, we started the podcast, and I was like, I'm going to ask people, and am I going to put their day out, and is it going to make them feel uncomfortable? And they're going to have to spend time with me, and then the amount of people I've messaged and just said, I really want to come. Yeah, I'd love to. That'd be great. And everyone wants to do it, and they're excited, and it's a positive thing. And I just think. And that's me been doing this for a long time. Yeah, I'm still thinking, wow, someone want to come and sit and talk to me?
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, 100%. But you'll never not think it though, because that's just who you. Like, you can't change who you generally are deep down. Yeah. But like when you said, ask me to do this, oh mate, I was buzzing honestly because it's nice to just talk. Yeah. Just to talk to you and going back to the positive to why you do things, and I would love to get businesses and. Accountancy, all that thing in schools.
Yeah, for sure.
I went through school and learnt nothing. And that's only because I couldn't concentrate.
I'm the same, 100%.
I was always class clown. Yeah. Got chucked out for talking too much. Same. Actually, do you know what? No one really hated me. That's gone off again. No one really hated me doing it, bro. But you don't learn what you want to learn. You're not interested in it.
Why do I need to know what the angle of that triangle is when I know what those two, or why do I need to know what, like all this stuff? But how do you get a mortgage? Correct. What's mortgage rates mean? What's interest rates? What's VAT?
100%.
How do I work out what's income tax? Yeah. What's all that stuff? How do I work out what dividends or what is that? I didn't know what that meant until I started a business.
Mate, I guarantee if you put that in schools, I guarantee there'd be more and more people willing to take the jump.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't think that the government or whatever you want to set it up in that way.
Well, you could do so much if you actually did bring it all back. If you taught so many people at school, like you said, about dividends, about your tax returns, if you even like P&Ls, just stupid stuff that your income, your overheads.
And it's so when you've done it and you've lived it, it's just what you do. Yeah. But before that, like I said, I didn't know. I wouldn't even know where to start. If you, in the first 3 years of your business. Yeah. If you can prove that you get your tax, right? You tax for a year. If you can prove that you've reinvested that in the business, you shouldn't pay tax for the first 3 years.
But that's a great shout, by the way.
So if I said
that is.
Like X amount of tens of thousands, whatever it is, I'm going to buy a new office, I'm going to buy new equipment, I'm going to buy new software, I'm going to do this. It's all gone back in. I've got receipts to prove it. Yep. What that would mean is I can grow my business more. But there'll be
arguments that are the same. You can do that. You can offset it anywhere in certain things. There'll be counter arguments to it. Do you know what they should do? Is I think this with shops. You talk about more and more people not wanting to do shops. But do you know what? Give them rate reliefs. Give them. You open a new business. The first thing they do is come for your rates and council tax. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And more and more people are like, that's just an overhead I can't afford right now. Yeah. Give people relief, man. Give them 2 years to invest. Like you said, if you go and buy equipment, 100% of that should be tax relief. Yeah. Or don't tax us at all. I know it sounds stupid. Like, they're going to be stupid people that are going to go, oh,
there's always going to be people that are going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, like the COVID scheme, right? Yeah. The bounce back loan.
All that.
Yeah, correct. But actually, do you know what? If
there's going to be a lot of good people that are going to grow. I would have been able to grow a lot more if the first 3 years I didn't get taxed. Yeah. Or maybe it's to a bracket. Obviously, if you're going to make millions, you get taxed.
Yeah,
there's a
100
bracket. But
if
the
you-
small independent businesses that are just grinding and grinding and grinding, and then you get a fat tax bill, and you think,
What's the point?
what am I doing this for?
Yeah. What's the point? Well, we've done that so many times. But then it could be like, but if you knew about your reliefs, like,
Yeah.
or you knew what you could offset
Yeah,
when you first started, it would be a lot easier.
yeah, and I'm still learning now.
Yeah, you'd be a lot easier. Yeah, mate. Honestly, if you could say I say that if you could have saved $5,000 in your first year,
Oh,
that would mean the world.
are big differences. And also, the thing that really bugs me is I send an invoice to a big client that's
They
got
don't pay. They've got 90-day turnaround or something stupid.
yeah,
You're like,
and they've got millions in the bank.
Yeah, we do
and that bit of money, whether it's £200, $2,000, or
Yeah.
$20,000,
Yeah.
it makes such a difference to
Yeah,
me.
mate, it's so true. I even say that now. Even now, when we try and get money off developers, I'm like, mate, millions, man.
Yeah.
And some of my, I try and be nice to people in the same industry, and we always do. There's a few we text and whatever. And he's like, mate, have you been paid on that one? I said, no, man, I'm still waiting. And he's a one-man band working in his garage or whatever. And I'm like, that 950 quid, £1,900, whatever it will be, that means so much to
That could be
kid.
the difference between me paying anything this month.
Absolutely, but food on the table for the kids. And
Yeah.
stuff,
And the amount of times it's come to not paying myself or didn't pay. You're gonna have to have overheads.
Of course, yeah.
And-
you can't do it. You cannot do it without
No,
it. Mate, honestly.
I worked in my garage for the first sort of 6-9 months, freezing cold or roasting hot, just working in the garage because just keep the
bless you.
overheads down.
Yeah.
But then you got invoices out, and there's some it's like 3-4 months. And you think I'm not the kind of person that's just going to down tools. That's not who I am. I don't do that because you're trying to. I believe in what you're doing. I want to do it right, but you're really testing me now.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
I'm not doing this for free.
And you got to be professional.
Yeah.
You got to keep that in there.
Yeah.
But it's so hard because there'll never be a quick fix to that ever. You'll always be chasing money.
Yeah.
If you think anybody in business, whether you're in, you think of contractors. I think in my industry where we do lettings, right? You have contractors' invoices to pay. There are certain times I look at them and think they've got a 30-day turnaround on them, and some of them might be 40 days now. And you think, right, let me just get them signed off. I'll do it quickly now for them because you generally do sympathise and think, right, we need to sign them.
Yeah.
The amount of people that generally take the mickey out of people is not because I don't think they can afford. Some people generally can't afford it. Fair enough. You have a conversation, but so many people, I'll pay next month. I'll pay next month. You think, mate, no. You're impacting them.
Yeah, and if it was, what bugged me is at one point you were small.
Yeah,
At one point you started out and you were
correct.
doing this, and I feel like I as soon as I get an invoice, if the service has been completed, if you've done what you said you're going to do, and pay it.
Same as us. Yeah,
because just get it done. Let's not mess around. I know what it's like.
Correct. Oh, that's my one now.
Can do the old battery swap. We're near enough done. All I'm going to go is sort of just little tips and then talking about socials and stuff, and then we'll wrap.
Yeah, fine.
It's
Okay,
been
cool.
an hour and a half.
Mate, we've been talking for ages.
Yeah.
I told you I could talk for don't.
I'm the same.
My mum generally said, "Told you go get paid to do talking, you'll be fine."
Yeah.
20 to 5, mate. Yeah, let's wrap in a bit.
Yeah.
What is there anything you want me to mention in particular, by the way? I don't
No,
know, I'm
it's
just
good.
rambling.
It was just, I mean, I have these questions because I want to have questions to go through, but it's only if conversation goes dry.
The thing is, though, I'm not telling you what to do. You're doing a quick fire round, can you? Do like quick fire, 5 questions, quick fire. You could go
Yeah,
bomb,
can
bomb,
do.
bomb, and then you can give them out, kind of. Well, the thing is, though, because I think every point you could talk about, you could talk about for like 20 minutes.
Well, the thing is, I've got like what makes Goodacres different. We'll answer that question. What's lessons you've learned? Answer that question. Anything in the early days? We've answered all these questions through conversation, which is my plan.
Yeah,
And I wouldn't really. My plan. I don't really just sit and ask a question.
I'd hate
It's
that, though,
just
if you did
It's
actually ask
just
that.
like I'll look down and say, so like you got 3 this and what you doing next?
Yeah.
And you're saying you're content, and that's great. It's great to be content. It's
Yeah.
great to be. You've got a place that's a nice place to be.
Yeah,
And that I guess that's helping with work-life balance. And
not yet.
no,
No, not yet. But then again, how long? Listen, mate, like anybody who probably does a lot of this, your brain is continually thinking of things, and you want to try this or you want to do that. And at the moment, 100% content with work, and we've put the right people in the right places. That's made a massive difference. But then you are thinking, what else can you go into? What else and yes, okay, I'm content now. Content for 6 months, 12 months. You don't know.
Yeah.
But you always want to be grafting with your team.
Yeah.
You never switch off from that because you want to graft with them. And that's where you love it. You know, I love being an estate agent. Like, when you take yourself off the shop floor and you go and do, right, I'm going to go and look from over here, actually, you'll probably enjoy that less.
Yeah.
Because you want to be grafting with them, you know, and it is finding the balance. And that's, you know, when you look at, right, when someone says to you, like, what's the one thing or what's that one tip that you can really advise people to do? You never really can just say one, because there's a thousand things you generally want to say, well, it works for me.
Yeah.
It might not work for you, but one of them is just being a team player, being with them the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, because they relate to you then.
Yeah.
You're not this guy that everyone, top floor, you know, I've never worked in that industry, to be fair. So it's really hard for me to contend with that. But I speak to my wife about, you know, her boss. She's never met him. You know, she's never seen him. And I'm like, how can he, I was telling you to do what you do then. She's like, oh, I don't know, just do it. And I'm like, that would annoy me.
Yeah.
I want to see him.
Have a relationship.
I want to have a conversation.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Of course you do. And that's, is that a good thing? I don't know.
I think you've got to have the success that you've had and build what you've built. Everyone has to be buying into the same thing.
Yeah. Yes.
And if they're buying into, let's not dance around. They go to work to earn money, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to work because they want to be best friends with Jack. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just the reality.
Yeah, it's true. 100%.
The benefit is they get on with you. They want to work for you. They buy into your ethos, buy into your journey, what you want to achieve, what the business is. And that means that they can be the best version of themselves.
Yeah, 100%.
They can do what they want to do. So having that relationship with you, you spend so much time at work.
Yeah, you do.
Like more with your family than your friends.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's work, sleep, and then it's kind of everything else after that comes in that gap.
Yeah, spot on.
So
Absolutely.
if you can enjoy it, you can find a way of being around your boss and your colleagues. That's when just it really flourishes and it really goes.
But that's when it becomes organic, I think. That's generally when it becomes organic, and it's nice that you can literally leave an area and actually, do you know what, they're no different than when you're there and when you're not there. That's the big difference. Like if I can go into that office and they're working exactly the same as I would be if I wasn't there, that's when I think you've done a good job.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as that staff member changes or goes, he's left now, I can do what I want.
Yeah.
Something's not right there, you know, and that again, is it a bad apple? Is it the fact you're doing something wrong or doing something different? You know, you want them guys, and that's why I'll try and, you know, we go out for drinks. You know, we try and we try and say thank you.
Yeah.
You know, it sounds so stupid, but just a thank you goes a long way. And I was really bad at that.
Yeah.
Like I'm being hand on heart. Like I was really bad. Like going back to like the reviews and stuff. You get one star, you know, it's yours. It's not theirs, but you see it as theirs as well.
Yeah.
And you know, you pray on me, I've done this, but actually, do you know what? They're only trying their best, and actually, to say thank you goes a long way.
And everyone makes mistakes. No one's perfect.
110%.
And you made mistakes when you were younger and started out and probably still do. But it's also like that. If you're,
ask my wife, mate, I guess. Still making them now, bro.
But if you're like you say, you've got that relationship where you can support and you can help. And sometimes they are just bad apples. Sometimes they just don't want to be there. But sometimes you messed up.
Yes, correct.
Sometimes you said the wrong thing. Sometimes you're not supporting.
100%.
Sometimes you're putting too much work or not enough, and they're just. There's lots of things.
Contacting them outside hours, by the way. That's the one thing that I used to do loads. I'd be like texting them at 9 o'clock at night because I'm still working.
Yeah.
Expectation there. No, man.
Yeah.
But that's learning, man.
Yeah.
Like generally, that's learning over the years that, you know, you've gone from year 2, year 3, year 4, where you're doing it to, okay, you're still doing it now, but they're not. Let them enjoy them lives outside of work.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's being able to get them to, you know, you switch off from them.
Yeah.
And when you're in that zone where all you're thinking about is that, it's really difficult to do that, you know, and you get annoyed. I know it sounds stupid, but you get annoyed. You're like, why have you not picked up your phone?
Yeah.
And my wife would be like, well, it's 8:30 at night, Jack. I'm like,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. I'm working.
I'm working. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%.
And also, you also kind of want people to believe in your dream. Don't you want this to work?
Yeah,
like this is, can you not see how important this is?
Yeah, that is so true. But then you don't want people to be like, I've had an example, only one member I can think of where they're spiteful, as in what you're achieving has made them spiteful.
Yeah.
You know, they don't like to see you doing well.
Or it's, you're earning that much money. Why I should be earning more? Why am I getting a pay rise?
Yeah, that you know, again, that's learning. You know, we used to, you know, we used to talk about pay. You know, your stupid stuff. When you used to do the salaries or commissions, you used to share. We don't talk about it at all anymore. No. You know, we have that's it. You don't talk about it because you do. The conversations start, or you know, the amount of Christmas dues we've had years ago where someone's had a few and then, you know, they start talking like X way. And I think everyone will know what I mean by this when I say it's really, really difficult to find the boss head and the friend head.
Yeah.
It's having that line that they can have a laugh with you.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if I said that right. Boss head
I know what you mean.
and friend head.
You've got
it
like,
sounds really odd.
like your hat, maybe.
Hat. That's exactly the right word I'm
Yeah.
looking for. The hat. So you're having that hat on.
Yeah.
Yes, not the head.
If you had two heads, that would be impressive.
Having the hat on of being a boss and being your mate, right?
Yeah.
And it is having that, right, if you give an instruction, actually,
Yeah.
and you mean it,
Yeah.
they take you seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
But actually being able to have a laugh with them on the other side to it,
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
the hardest balance. And
It
that's any person going through work, or when you're an assistant manager, I think that's the hardest role. It's you are having to be a snitch.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you're going to your manager telling how bad someone is, but also being their friend.
Yeah.
You know, everyone goes through it at different parts, and that is one of the big things. If you can get that right, you get that kind of chemistry.
Yeah.
Where actually, do you know what? When they're serious, they listen.
There's respect, but there's also that kind
100%.
of relationship where you can
Absolutely.
if they're going through something going on, you can be there, you can understand.
Absolutely.
But also, it's like you ain't doing enough here. You need to do more of this. You need to,
Yeah.
whatever it may be, and it is a tough balance.
And that's respecting them.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I've
goes
learned
both ways,
very,
for
very,
sure.
very quickly. I learned very, very quickly, as in a sense of putting the hours in, they respect you.
Yeah.
Because fair play, he's doing it, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But also you respect them.
Yeah.
You know, if they need something, or, you know, like you said, they're working outside of office, you say thank you. You know, those small things that you think are nothing,
Yeah.
my God, they build up.
Yeah,
Do you know what
for
I mean?
sure.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's why the team will stay with you. They
Yeah.
want you to do well, like you said. But, you know, everyone's thinking, oh, pay rise, got a pay rise. You know, everyone talks, oh, got to pay. Just say thank you.
Yeah.
You do. You know, I'm not saying we don't give pay rises, but just say thank you. It means more to them sometimes than anything else.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah.
appreciating the work they do.
Yeah,
And you're a combined force for what's happening. There's nothing worse than just feeling like a number.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you can check in, check out, and no one even notice. It's that thanks for doing this, or I really appreciate that. I noticed this. It's like
absolutely.
Okay.
And that's another reason why I think we never really brag about, you know, being number one, because it's not us. It's them.
Yeah.
You know, they've, you know, okay, listen, we do the value in, right? So we're part of it, but without them, we're nothing. So
You've built the platform, but they're kind of holding it.
absolutely. And that's why we don't, because actually, you know, they're number one. We're not number one. They are. There's their work that they put into it. And, you know, and again, you know, looking at things that you can try and improve and talking out loud, you know, we need to do more of that on social media, you know, to say thank you to our team on social media more often.
I know a really good digital marketing company that can help you with that.
Well, I don't, if you know and put me in touch with but that's the kind of stuff that you do always think about, but you forget.
Yeah.
And that's actually, because you get...
You forget and you keep going to the next one, keep going to the next one.
100%.
Sometimes you got to sit back.
We videoed this, haven't we, by the way?
Yeah.
So we'll remember that we need to do this, yeah? Okay, let's get to say thank yous on our social medias. Luke, make a note.
Yeah. I'll look into the camera.
Kitty, make a note. Thank you. She can't hear anything, can she?
You might as well not be here.
No, but honestly, social media, that side of it
Yeah.
is so important.
Yeah, for sure.
We need more people like you, Luke. So shout out to Luke.
So that's we've been chatting. I think that a lot in there. I think it's been very honest, and it's just good to see. It's good. Obviously, you've had really good growth, really good. What you're achieving is impressive, but there's just that person behind it that's just honest to say it's tough, it's horrible, but you're putting so much like love and effort and grit and determination into something.
It's nice.
And it's good to see it, and it's good to be honest about it and open about it, and it's good to talk about what you've achieved, because you probably, like I say, you're not getting the space to do that, and it's great to be able to do that.
Yeah,
and hear it.
To be fair, that's why I wanted to do it generally today. That was because it is nice to be able to give a balance to it of the good, because there is so much that's good with businesses to open it up, like the self motivation, the self pride, the positive to your mental side. Like it's incredible when things go right, honestly.
Yeah.
But there are negatives, but if you're open with them, it becomes normal.
Yeah.
I think more and more people should, like, imagine if you had like a massive like podcast where everyone just talked about their failures.
Yeah.
I think everyone would be well up for it.
Yeah.
You know, I would listen to that. I'd be like, oh, he failed at that as well. That's quite nice to hear him fail.
And you don't want to just hear about how much money someone's got,
No,
how
that's the last thing I wanna
big
hear. I don't
Instagram is, or
Yeah, man.
billions. It's
No one cares.
no,
Like,
I just want to know how did you mess up?
Correct.
How did you learn from it, and what did you do next?
Absolutely. And I think more and more people spoke about it. I think everyone will be slightly more confident and actually, do you know what? Don't be harsh on yourself.
Because no one wants to share. No one wants to say, no, it's how many people are you employing, or how big is your office, or this or that. Not actually, do you know what? I absolutely balls this one up last week.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, absolutely.
I could have done this and just didn't do it, or
100%. Like, a really, really good friend of mine started a business, and it pained me that we couldn't help him, right? And he literally had a really, it was like electric cars, right? And the battery. And it just caught up with him. You know, his cash flow wasn't there. You know, he couldn't get the money quick enough, and he borrowed. Yeah. And, you know, you see a friend go through that and how much it affected him mentally, like really badly. Like, he took everything at home. His wife was employed by the business, his kids, everything. And you look at them scenarios and you go, do you know what? If he was open and talked to more and more people about, actually, do you know what? He tried.
Yeah.
Okay, he failed. He's not a failure.
No.
I think for me, I put my hands up and say, what you went through.
Yeah.
My God, mate, you're a bigger person than all of us.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? That he come out the other side.
Yeah.
Kids happy, wife happy, just got married. And, you know, he's gone into another job. And actually, he's happy.
Yeah.
But he's been through all that before.
The learning that you're going to take from that.
Absolutely.
And the confidence. And there's confidence that can be gained in failure as well.
At 100%.
And it's not being scared to just do it. Because if worst case scenario, it fails, right? But you don't know what the best case scenario could be.
Exactly, man. And I think that's what you always look for. Like, he would look at me and be like, oh, mate, I'm so proud of you. I'm like, but do you know what? I'm probably more proud of him because of what he's done. And that's harder, what he's done, than what I've done.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's when it's going well or growing.
Absolutely.
It's tough. But I remember when I started True Path, it was worst case scenario. I put on my CV, I had the balls to try and start my own business. And it lasts 6 months, 6 years, doesn't matter.
What's the worst?
What is the worst thing?
Yeah,
someone's going to look at my CV and say, fair play.
Yeah, 100%. I would do it as well. Like, you know, you look at CVs, and when you're at school, you 100% be driven into grades.
Yeah.
Right. Trust me, I wouldn't get one job on my grade because ultimately I'd had nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
As long as you've got a bit about you, you know, that personality, and I call it the it. You know, you've just got something that, all right, it's good. Yeah. Give him a chance. Everyone deserves that one thing in life. Do you know what I mean? So fair play. That'd be decent.
Cool. Anything that you want to say? You want to wrap up? Do you want to talk out?
No. To be honest with you, not really. Like, you can be corny, couldn't you, and say certain things, but I just want it to be normal and honest. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be like, you know. And also, I'm fucking preaching, man. I don't know.
But I think you've been really honest. I think it's been really good. There's really good like bits of honest advice and feedback, and I think that's just what we wanted to talk about. I think for me, I see what you've done, and it's impressive what you've grown, and just seeing you sort of pop up and do more and advertising everywhere. And you should sit back and be proud of it and take time to do that. And I think a lot of people don't do that well enough.
Yeah,
just sit back and be
Even
proud.
hearing you say that is a bit like, oh, do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? And it's good. It's also good to just see the person behind it. Like, I obviously knew you from a long time ago at school. I haven't seen you for a long time. Apart from you normally just trying to flirt with my sister.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, sure.
But it's also like, just seeing the honesty about
just
how...
for the record there, we did date. I didn't just flirt. She did reject me, I suppose. No, I agree. But hopefully, I'm exactly the same as I was.
Yeah, for sure.
I haven't changed.
Yeah.
I would hate to see, have I actually changed?
No, absolutely.
Oh, that's right.
Exactly the same. Just as annoying as you were.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. But then that's
what you're aiming for. Just be you.
Yeah, be true to yourself, man.
That's the biggest takeaway from this. I think that there is lessons to be learned about business and how to run business, how to scale business. But I think what's the biggest takeaway from this whole conversation is just the authenticity and honesty of just being you.
Yeah, 100%.
And you haven't done, I don't want to take anything away from your business, but you haven't done anything like groundbreakingly different.
Spot on.
You've just come, you two have just turned up, been yourself, maybe taken it down a little bit and been a little more personable, a little bit more casual, a little bit more honest and open. And people want to be in their homes and talking to them and building relationships. And you've just been you, and everyone's got that.
And that's the proudest thing. Honestly, that's the proudest thing, that we haven't done anything extraordinary.
Yeah.
We haven't done something where we've reinvented the wheel, and that's been given. That's the reason why you're good.
Yeah.
Because actually, do you know when you do nothing or you don't recreate something and you've just done okay, or really good or whatever, just from being you, that's the best thing you can take from
being you, worked hard, like been tenacious of what you want to achieve. Had the goal of what you want to achieve.
100%.
And just half of it is just turning up every day.
Yeah,
it's like being a parent.
Yeah.
The most important thing is just turning up.
Yeah, keep just trying your hardest. Honestly, just try. You know, like you said, you'll get beaten down, man. Everyone does. You know, there'll be days where you want to give up. We've all been there. Yeah. You know, even now you want to give up sometimes. You know. Yeah. I'm tired of this. I don't know if I can keep doing this. You know what I mean? But you just find you find a way.
Find something.
You know, you talk to my mum when we were growing up. She was with 2 kids in a studio flat. I look back and think, how the hell did my mum raise 2 kids in a studio flat? Like I've got 2 kids in my house now and I'm losing the will to live. Like, she had a studio flat and she was on her own. Yeah. But she found a way of getting through it. Yeah. And you think, well, mate, we've got it easy, really, when you look at context to that. And, you know, again, it goes to what you compare to. Do you know what I mean? If you compare yourselves to these things on TV, all these shares and those kind of bits and pieces, you will fail at everything. Yeah. You know, and it's
the 0.001% that are billionaires and millionaires and
totally different. Like, Jeff Bezos, those kind of people.
Yeah, and the even like personally, like you get supermodels on Instagram, or you've got these guys that are ripped that have got their Rolexes on. That's not real.
It's not real.
And it's also really about understanding what your success is.
Yeah.
Is your success that you can earn X amount of money, work 9 to 5, be home every day to put your kids to bed?
Yes.
Good for you.
100%.
If you want to earn 5 times more than that and working weekends and doing this and doing that,
yes,
good for you.
Yeah, 100%.
But just find that success and don't look for it somewhere else.
Yeah, and that is, to be fair, that's a wicked point, because I don't use social media. Like, everyone will tell you, I'm not the one to brag my life on there. Like, I put a few bits on there, like, it's my wife's birthday. You've done a social media post. I'm like, yeah, pretend we like. Pretend I love her for this day only. Happy birthday. But you don't want to compare yourself to them, because it's not real, man. Like, set your own goals. Like, I always set my goals, my own personal goals. I always said, you know, they're not stupid things, but they're always things that I really wanted to drive a Range Rover. I wanted my own Range Rover by the time I was 25. I did it. I really wanted one, and I got one. And I said, listen, I want to have my own business by the time I'm 30. Yeah. Did it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And now, you know, I said I want to be a millionaire by the time I'm 40. I'll get there. You know, and people say you're probably there now. You might have it in assets, but I want to be there. And I have a goal. I have a mindset that I want to do something, and I'll do it. But it's real to me, and actually, do you know what? It's achievable. Yeah. Don't set them goals that are just. You know, you're not going to be a millionaire overnight, man. You're not going to invent something which is going to make you money.
It's also those chunks that you take in doing that. It's I want to be a millionaire by there, but you're not just going to sit there and wait for it to happen.
Absolutely not. Well, you never get there.
You do the grind. You do the horrible stuff that you don't want to do.
Absolutely, yeah.
To get where you want to be.
100%, man. And you know, there are people that are quite happy doing, and you know, the Monday to Friday. Mate, they should never look at people like who do businesses and think, oh, they're better than me. Not at all. You're just happy with that person.
And you need those people.
Yeah, because we would love to be them. I'd love to be that person.
But if you didn't have those people, you wouldn't be able to have your business and do what you do.
100%.
You need my dad always says, you need the soldiers and you need the generals. And if you don't have both, then nothing happens.
What are you? General.
I'm a general, I like to think.
General.
But if you don't have the 9 to 5 people that want to come in and work, start at 9, finish at 5, go home, do what they want. If you don't have that, we don't have what everybody has.
100%. Oh, I agree.
And that's the beauty of people being different.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why you can't get on with everyone, Luke. Yeah. So when you fail in sales, mate, it doesn't matter. Everybody's different.
Everyone likes what they like.
Yeah, 100%, man. So yeah, I think that's a good way to end it, actually. To be fair, not that I want to end it. I could talk forever.
I'm looking forward to having you on the podcast when you're 40 and you're a millionaire.
Mate, could you imagine? I reckon I'll look back at this and go, what was I talking about? That was so rubbish.
But yeah, thank you very much. It's good to chat.
Thanks so much for having us on, obviously. Been really, really good.
Honest
really nice
and open about it, and I appreciate sort of sharing a lot of stuff you've shared. So
yeah, no, I appreciate that. And listen, I'm being honest with saying, man. You know, if anybody wants to be able to talk or whatever it will be, some advice, reach out to us. Do you know what I mean? We'll never charge for anything, and I'm always trying to help as many people as I can. So,
and he'll call you at 11 o'clock because he's still working.
Yeah, don't do that, man.
Cool.
No, thanks for having us, man. I really
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We'll wrap up there.
Nice one. Cheers, bro.
Thank you.